Hey guys, reading time. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Friday. Gonna get down on Friday. Don't judge me. Okay, so we are finally doing the month ahead for my Divine Masculine Collective. So I want to get this going because if I just ramble like I'm doing now, I want to get what your main focus is currently, what you're currently going through, just to make sure that this is your collective, what your worries are and such. And then we'll get into, what you need to focus on week by week, what you would be healing, what parts of your shadow would be illuminated in each week. And then, and just so I make this, we have healing hearts. So it could be that healing heart and focus on stability. That was paradise. So I'm going to get also my my emotions cards just to see what emotions you're currently sitting on. All right. Alrighty. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's see for this Divine Masculine Collective, what you are currently going through, and then what emotions are being enlightened right now as well. And then we'll get to week by week and how you can overcome each week with everything that comes with it. All right, so what is this Divine Masculine currently going through? That's nice. So literally, wow. Clearly, this Divine Masculine, you have someone in the forefront of your mind. But we have wedding rings, abundance. Have cassette, talking, hammer, and lightning. Holy moly. Wow. Overall, this is very positive. This hammer, I put it over that cassette because it kind of came out together. So I feel like it's clarifying that cassette. And it was kind of like what I was feeling when I first saw it. But let's get into it. So you are thinking, or you are currently focused on a certain union with this wedding rings. And at the same time, with this union, you're trying to keep a positive mindset. You're trying to focus on your abundance, trying to focus on maybe living in the moment as well. Really trying to release the past and just manifest exactly what you want with this, but focusing on gratitude and bliss that you have currently in your life. You could feel that you are in a soul connection currently as well, with your divine. Also with this cassette and this hammer. And the first thing I saw with this cassette was, a change in perception with that outdated thinking. And with this hammer, that's my 50-50. But usually, like, I instinctively, usually kind of like it comes to my mind if you're focusing on maybe sabotage or if you're focusing on rebuilding. I feel like this main collective, don't make it fit, you are focused on with removing those conditioning thoughts and really that outdated thinking, rebuilding through positive thinking, just because of this abundance right here. If it was not enough, or if it was any other card, I would maybe think that you guys are a little bit focused on certain outdated thoughts having to do with how you were sabotaging. But for this collective, I feel like you are trying to rebuild yourself by putting other types of thoughts in your mind, positive thoughts, and not focusing so much on the past, if not just maybe learning from the past. You know what I mean? We have talking as well. Oh my God. So, and I'm like, you guys could really want to talk. We do have talking in part of your spread. This is about wanting to converse more. Maybe you have been, as of recent, maybe hovering over your phone, really seeing when you can, send that text or send that message or email. But this is about awaiting also a message. So maybe you've already sent it for a part of this collective and you're waiting for this person to respond, but you also do have lightning. This is about a sudden change, a transformation. This is about shocking news, surprise events or an epiphany over your mind. And I'm more seeing that as the epiphany. There's something that illuminated in your mind having to do with this connection and having to do with what steps you need to take is what I'm feeling. Let's get what the emotions you're sitting on with this energy. What are the emotions this collective is sitting on? Genuine emotions. So there is a little bit of fear. It makes sense with that, interested in conversing more and why you're hovering over your phone. But I do feel like this collective, again, you're trying to keep a positive mindset with that abundance, you know, not trying to give into fear, but focus more on the love. Wow. Oh, wow. So the worry puts you in denial. You could be going, I'm feeling this collective, you could be going through a little bit of a dark night of the soul, you know, really removing kind of like that phoenix energy. And it's funny because my feminines are also kind of going through that energy. But I feel like this collective, you're trying to, you know, really imprint in your mind, and more with that cassette and that rebuilding, that worry doesn't change an outcome, you know. And with the denial, acknowledging your fear is just, you know, a way to be insightful with your emotions and learn from them more so. I do feel you are trying to focus on your balance and balancing out your emotions and your thought pattern. Yes, confirmation. Trying to make healthier choices. I'm seeing my healthier choices with that black deck, but you could be really going through certain removals of certain toxic patterns, having to do maybe with smoking or alcohol or whatever, you know, substance you do tend to use when you are feeling overwhelmed is what I'm feeling. Yes, and it's helping you gain courage. This is very nice. This is very nice. Even though the first part, and it's so funny because literally the first part of the black deck, you guys are really focused on the abundance and really trying to keep that positive mindset. But emotionally, I feel like you guys do tend to maybe, you know, the negative emotion comes in first. And then, you, if anything, you're trying to stop yourself in your own tracks and be like, you know what, I need to stay positive. Even though these emotions do appear anyways. Let's get one more for your top row. What emotion is this collective sitting on? Yes, beautiful. You're trying to focus on your freedom, trying to free yourself, free your mind, I heard. But understand that you possess the power and the free will to create your own happiness, which is beautiful. And this is the reason why I said that maybe this collective is wanting to speak. That's that blue, like, really stood out for me. That's the throat chakra. Blue is the throat chakra. So maybe it could be that you're really wanting to activate that again, you know, in the right way. Speaking your truth is what I'm hearing. There's a little bit of doubt, though, in the background. But let's confirm these. Fear. Confirm fear. I just started getting a runny nose for some freaking reason. Maybe you're... Beautiful! That's literally what I said. You're trying to balance out the fear. Understanding that living in the energy of love is the best way instead of living in fear, you know? Living in fear just holds you back. It activates stagnancy because you don't end up enjoying your life, because you're always fearful of, you know, and what if I make the wrong choice? I feel like this divine masculine collective, you are being activated even more with your divine masculine energy, but also the empathy of that divine feminine. So maybe I do feel like maybe you are going through kind of like a balance of that yin and yang, but really being in your masculine strength, but while also being very compassionate and nurturing towards yourself and not being hard on yourself for feeling these feelings. These feelings actually are very important, because it means that there are certain things you need to work on. If you wouldn't have these feelings, then I don't know, I feel like you wouldn't, not that you wouldn't evolve, but it's more of an insight of what you're going through internally and what you need to heal. Worry. Oh, there's a lot of guilt here. This is about releasing any beliefs that no longer assist you in your soul's growth. I do feel that with that cassette and that hammer. I want one more, though. I was really seeing my acceptance or my abundance card with that. Oh my God. So you're going, you are being very hard on yourself is what I'm feeling there. But see, gratitude in the background. You're really trying to have gratitude in the forefront of your mind, but it's a little bit in the back. And in the forefront of your mind, you have worry, guilt, blame, denial. It's very heavy energy. But there's a reason for everything. There's a reason why these emotions are being illuminated currently. Sign. sign. This is being activated I feel like the universe is kind of like pushing you to see if you actually stay and wallowing in sorrow, or if you actually activate that divine masculine strength and that action, you know, and really going, kind of like, I'm seeing my horse in my mind from that animal deck, you know, taming your emotions to attain. We keep a positive mindset. Are you going to keep a positive mindset, or are you going to have self-pity? More so is what I'm feeling. Health. But it's so crazy how literally it's like all of the negative emotions are lit in the first parts. And then all of the positive emotions, or what you need to focus on positively, are in the last part. So I do feel like this collective, like, are in the last part of the spread. So I do feel like this collective, you're really trying to keep that positive mindset and focus on what is healthy for you, having courage through these emotions, because you know it is what brings you that freedom, not being tied to the emotions. You know what I mean? Health. There's a reason why I said it. Abundance. Again, confirmation. You know that keeping a positive mindset is healthier for you. Understanding that everything and everyone that comes into your life, it's for a reason. To help you evolve. Courage. Beautiful. And you know that by having courage, you will gain success. That is amazing. Yes. Yes. You're going through a very big growth spurt right now is what I'm feeling. Let's get freedom, and then we'll confirm the black deck and then get into your month ahead. I want to see what lessons are going to be brought to your table. Oh, beautiful. Discipline. Being disciplined with your thought pattern, being disciplined in your day-to-day, being disciplined with gratitude, being disciplined with the positivity. And through discipline, you will gain freedom. You will be free from that illusion. And look at the purple. It's a purple curtain is what I'm seeing with that. But speaking your truth as well. Speaking your truth and be disciplined with your truth brings you freedom and peace. That was amazing. So don't be scared. Everything is happening for a reason. It's helping you evolve. You're going to be fine. Alrighty, let's confirm these. Now that I have a bigger picture of what your emotions are, I feel like I'm kind of seeing what's going on here. See? The dragonfly, the clarity, the revelation. Be a little bit lighthearted with yourself. Alright, wedding rings. It could be that maybe you did find something out, but wedding rings, let's confirm. Okay. You could be very connected right now. Sign. You could be very connected right now. My candle is, and it's been something that's been happening with my collectives. Like, I feel they're very connected to source right now. My candle is like literally this big right now. Wedding rings. Liking each other equally, but you have someone that likes you. Romance is blooming. I feel this collective, you're wanting the romance to bloom. Fun flirting, wanting to date, but there's a little bit of obsession and codependency that we need to work on. You know, possessiveness or controlling, something that has to do with and I think it's about your thought pattern that is blocking you into believing this, is what I'm feeling. I feel that's where that fear comes from. Does it feel this collective, maybe you are kind of thinking, oh, does this person really like me, or is it all in my head? Abundance. Whoa. Oh. So trying to keep a positive mindset even through this heartbreak, even through the pain. And we can, and it's so funny because literally your emotions were literally showing that. So all of the guilt, the blame, the, what was it? It was guilt, blame, worry, fear, and I can't remember the other one. But that, and then we had balancing under the fear, and I feel like all of that ties in together. You're trying to balance that out. You're trying not to focus so much on the separation, on the pain, but the pain is being brought to you, or being illuminated right now. These negative emotions are being illuminated right now. And again, what I said before, it's to see if you are keeping that positive mindset, if you are controlling your own thought pattern, or if you're letting this, you know, really weigh you down. But I feel for this collective, this main collective, you guys are trying to keep a positive mindset. This is under the abundance. Instead of focusing on the grief, instead of focusing on the loss, on the breakup, the separation, how deeply hurt you felt or you feel, you're trying to keep that positive mindset and be more in that grateful, everything happened for a reason. That's what I'm feeling. Even though this person, you're wanting to welcome in love, but you know that to be able to welcome in love, you need to remove these energies, these emotions. Cassette. And I just noticed that this has a butterfly. So I feel like I literally just noticed that. That's the little butterfly. I'm feeling like, you know, you're transforming through this, you know, evolution. And literally, there's a clarity over your mind having to do with this abundance and that. Don't make it fit. Cassette. Rebuilding. Welcoming love. Getting that outdated thinking that this will never work. The fear will consume me. I need to start rebuilding my own thought pattern to, you know, and be open to love. This is about opening your heart, meeting the one, getting together perfect. Maybe for a long time you made this person in your, you know, and maybe you don't even know this, or maybe you do, but maybe for a very long time in the past you made this person feel like an option, but it was your wounds. Don't be hard on yourself with this. You know, you just needed to learn these emotions. You needed to evolve from these emotions. Doesn't make you a bad person. Awareness is key, and I feel like this collective, you are aware of it. You're wanting to change it. Talking. About how you weren't showing your true feelings. And so how funny how I said about that feeling, making this person feel like an option. It's about gaslighting as well, about pretending, personifying. I feel like maybe this collective, you're more so wanting to express your emotions is what I'm feeling. I want one more for that. Literally, endings bringing new beginnings, ending that mask. And it's so funny how I mentioned the veil. I feel like this collective's veil is being, you know, you cannot unsee what you've seen. That's what I'm feeling. One more for mask. Yes, balancing this out, removing it. And clearly this collective, you know about this journey. So you know about twin flames. Do not make it fade. If I'm saying twin flames and you're like, well, huh? And this is not your reading. This is not your reading. But focusing on your duality before coming in, so you come in the right way. My candle is this big. I need to show you. Look how connected you guys are right now with the universe. Look at that. Do you see how high that is? Do you see how high that is? Magic. Magic. But I feel there's something happening with your own inner union. Something very beautiful happening with your inner union and your balance. Lightning. But you could really be thinking of wanting to talk to your twin flame right now. What was that? Axe. But that is stopping the pattern. So a certain epiphany of certain patterns that you're needing to stop. Confirmation to what I said before. Lightning. Of the commitment. I want this person with me. And my candle is going crazy right now as I'm saying that. But eternity, completion, union. Whatever transformation, whatever epiphany, whatever thought has come over you in the last, I'm feeling the last couple of weeks. And it's so crazy for the last couple of weeks because we had, what was it, Venus? What was it? Was it Neptune and Jupiter? That they were doing something up there, kind of like really, you know, stirring up something karmically. Got really a lot of people thinking and, you know, really, really reevaluating is what I'm feeling. But there's a little bit of sadness and you are thinking of this person and you are yearning for this person and there's a little bit of uncertainty of the future, but it's because of the fear and all of that negative emotion that you're needing to release. My candle, I cannot kid you, it's like this big right now. Guys, Just focus on unconditional love. You're wanting to give and receive the same affection. You're wanting to Six of Pentacles with this person. But this is your main focus. But yeah, this is overall, this is your focus is very good, you know. You're just wanting to take accountability on certain things. You're wanting to end the twin flame on the bottom still. So balancing all of this out. Beautiful. All right, I want to quickly, before I even get into your month ahead, I want to see universally with these, what is going on with you guys, what is happening, what is the universe wanting to, you know, what is the universe, you know, pulling on currently to help you overcome, help you evolve. Literally. And you guys know what I say about this one particularly. This one for me is that balancing out that yin and yang. Beautiful. First one, balancing out that yin and yang. And I feel it. This collective, you are going through removal to balance, which means the universe is really preparing you for something very beautiful. Oh, love since the beginning of time, but unconditional love. Also the mothership, you could really resonate with ancient Egypt, but also I'm seeing that as knowing where you're from. I'm sorry, some little thing came and it was 111 while it stopped. New beginnings. Fine. So as I was saying, you know, learning from where you're from, kind of like connecting with the mothership, you know, with source is what I'm seeing with that, connecting with source. And again, with the candle there, I believe it. Trying to get you to really activate that oracle within is what I'm seeing, you know, not be afraid of it. Oh my God. So the denial was that came out before as well. It's being activated for a reason. So did you guys see that? So from denial to acceptance, it's being activated for a reason. Magic. The universe is really activating your chaser energy, that codependence energy. And I feel like it's that codependence on, you know, what the outcome is going to be, which means that the universe is wanting you to trust more. That's what I'm feeling. Balancing out your emotions, trusting in source, removing that denial and going through that acceptance and trusting that whenever this is supposed to happen, it'll happen. Whenever anything in your life that is meant for you is supposed to happen, it'll happen in divine timing. Get one last one for your top row. Focusing on unconditional love towards yourself. Not only this person, but towards yourself. Magic. The depth of emotion is being activated for a reason. All right, let's confirm twin flames. Oh, constant burn. It's being activated for a reason. It's to find your inner balance. Again and again. So twin flame sign. Ancient Egypt, source. Love since the beginning of time. Again, trusting that whatever is for you will arrive in due time, will arrive in divine timing. Trusting in source. That's the biggest thing I feel for this collective. All of these removals, trusting in your healing energy as well. It's not just the feminines who can heal, that you guys can heal yourselves. Denial. Wow. You could have dreamt this, and maybe, you know, those dreams, maybe you had a lot of dreams that didn't come into fruition and had to do with this person, but and that put you in that state of denial. But you could be really dreaming with this person and that reunion, and that's putting that denial there. This isn't going to happen, you know. And again, there's a reason why that, you know, positive mindset is being activated as well. Are you going to keep that positivity, or are you just going to wallow in your emotions and not do anything about it? You know what I mean? They're trying to get you to really be in that divine masculine action and, you know, decisiveness and assertiveness, and really follow your intuition with your divine feminine side, with your oracle within. You know, really just take the dreams in dreams, you know, you could be really going through karmic clearing through dreams as well. But dreams, for me, my universal truth, dreams are when you have those vivid dreams as well. Those vivid dreams are kind of like us tapping into different timelines. That's what I feel. So that's why you always, when you're going through that dream, you can really feel the emotions. You can really feel, the touches, or it's like you're living it. You know what I mean? I'm saying that for a reason. Acceptance. Age gap. Maybe this is one of your societal issues with this person, but also the emotional maturity. Accepting that you needed to go through this transition. You needed to go through this, through your part of the journey, through your life experiences to gain that maturity that this person has as well, so that it could be balanced. And also it could be that maybe that is something that worries you as well. What would people think with that age gap? And if that's so, let's get some details. Let's get, I got my big dice also, so maybe you guys have a very big age gap. How big of an age gap is this collective with the person on their mind? 5 years. Unconditional love. Don't put yourself on that ivory tower. Just, turn this into divine feminine energy. Having compassion towards yourself through unconditional love. Nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, believing in yourself. Not chasing, attracting. Very nice. This is what the universe is activating in you. Believe in yourself. That crown chakra. Be the crown. You are the crown. Wear the crown. But divine connection, the connection with your highest self as well. And the purple. What did I say with the purple? Alrighty. Let's get into it. All right. So I think I'm going to do for this collective, I don't know why, but it's coming to my mind for a reason. I think for this collective, I'm going to do, instead of doing week by week, I think I'm going to do, because we have 5 weeks in May. So I'm going to do the first 2 weeks, the second 2 weeks, and then the last week on its own. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I want to get what parts of your shadow will be illuminated in the first 2 weeks. I want to get the emotion as well. What emotions you're going to be sitting on then in the next 2 weeks. I want to get also, I think I'm going to get the surrender cards at the end, so it's like the whole month. And also I want to get, so we're going to do tarot, and I want to get what you need to focus on, how you can empower yourself by focusing on that, or yeah, and then what you would be healing. So hold on, let me just get everything set here. Hold on. All right, so we're going to get your shadow. What parts of your shadow will be illuminated? Ride the storm for sure right now. What parts of your shadow are going to be, illuminated, or the universe is wanting you to heal. All right. Shadow. This collective shadow for the first 2 weeks. This collective shadow for the first 2 weeks. We'll just get 3. Oh my God, literally jumbled thoughts, confirmation, overthinking, confusion, anxiety, and escape. Let's get first 2 weeks. Persons, this divine masculine's shadow, first 2 weeks. All right. So we have jumbled thoughts. We have seductive allure. That's about instant gratification and stuff. But instant gratification blinds you to the consequences. Don't give in to instant gratification. Work through it. And restless craving. So you're clearly going to be really feeling the need to contact your feminine, or even just be with your feminine. And it's so crazy because the other day I was speaking about how sexual encounters with your divine, it's such a healing experience. And more so, if I feel like when you are in wounded energy, it is kind of healing, but you guys are kind of like, because it's like literally putting a socket on the wall. Literally that connection, it's like you guys are absorbing each other's traumas and each other's, emotions. You guys are absorbing a lot of each other's energy, but through a healed you know, sexual encounter, how healing it could be for both of you, to actually be in that kind, and just be both of you, just whenever, for example, for me, it happened and I was still an unhealed version of myself. Not that I'm totally healed now, but I feel like I am a little bit more healed than I was in that moment. I felt like me and my divine were like one. Like it was, you know, that those kinds of, and I was in an unhealed version, and I felt like I was like, you know, like all of my worries went away. It was so intense. So imagine what it can happen when you're in your healed version, the kind of impact that you can create within yourself and this person when you are in your healed version and in that, you know, sacred alignment, if you will. But I do feel like you are going to be tempted with certain sexual cravings with this person. Certain habits will be illuminated having to do with addictions or whatever you feel like is the addictive thought patterns, maybe, or addictive tendencies or addictive patterns that you have. There's a reason why I said maybe you're trying to give up smoking, or you're trying to give up, you know, certain substance abuse. And it's so funny because it says addiction is a prism disguised as freedom. And this collective, one of the main things that you're trying to focus on has to do with your freedom. You know, I feel you're going to feel a lot of anxiety and confusion. You're going to want to escape, but this is just the emotions that are being, you know, illuminated these first 2 weeks so that you can work through them and so that you can finally heal them out. Because I do feel the universe is really wanting to prepare you for something very beautiful. Presence, being in the present moment actually helps with this, is what I'm feeling. You know, not focusing so much on the future, is what I'm feeling. But let's get what the universe is asking of you currently in the first 2 weeks. Let's get one. Change. You're being asked to change a part of yourself that no longer feels like the person you've become, because you're evolving, you're phoenixing, is what I'm feeling, or are becoming. Change isn't always easy, but letting go of those outdated parts of yourself will allow you to align with will allow you to align with your true self. So all of this no longer serves you. The cravings, the confusion, the anxiety, the wanting to escape, you know, the hidden promises, maybe, you know, the habits, certain habits that aren't aligning with you anymore. You need to remove that out to bring in the new, the rebuilding. You got that in that first deck. You guys are on that path. And it's so funny because we literally are kind of like in the beginning of the first week. But yeah, just focus on changing that. Focus on not what you're not so, and I don't want to say not what you're feeling, because I feel like our emotions are the biggest compass for ourselves, you know, in signs having to do with how we need to act or what we need to work on. But I feel that I'm more so, don't focus so much on, you know, the negativity of the emotion, but more so, you know, what am I needing to heal out? Why is this being illuminated right now? Why am I feeling this craving sensation that I need to speak with my person? And if you're feeling anxiety while this is happening, it means it is not the right time. It means that you will be emotionally charged when you communicate with this person, and then it can actually backfire, because maybe you end up seeing this person and it ends up being anything but what you expected. And there's a reason why I'm saying this. And it ends up, you know, taking you 10 steps back. You know what I mean? Have control with your thoughts and your actions. Be in that divine masculine energy. Hold on. All right. So for these, I want to see how what you need to focus on. I think I just want to get 2 for these. Maybe what you need to focus on the first 2 weeks, having to do with your practice makes perfect, having to do with your thought, practicing positivity within yourself, and, you know, and change, you know, really putting in that discipline with that practice will help you with that change. And animals, maybe you have certain pets that, you know, maybe spend time with your pets. You know, they really absorb that negative energy that maybe you need to release, and it actually helps you with like it helps you with anxiety. Pets are the best thing for when you are anxious. Whenever you're in an anxious state, you know, even if your pet comes over you and just like sits on you, or even just wants you to just pet their head, it's because they're wanting to absorb that negative energy. They're transmuters. So focus on your pets right now is what I'm feeling. Focus on the unconditional love someone can give you without anything in return. That's what I'm feeling with that. And maybe meditate. Maybe that will help you center as well. Okay, let's get how you would be empowered through these. Okay, so we have, don't neglect, reject, or abandon yourself. Sign. Then it won't matter if anyone else does. You need to be the first to be in your corner. You are the boss of your life. Beautiful. You can hire, fire, or promote accordingly. Sign. Remove what doesn't serve you. Thought patterns, people, you know, certain actions that you usually have in your day-to-day. Everything I say is for a reason. So this first week, you're going to feel very heavy, but we'll still have to get tarot. We still have to get what the universe is wanting you to, you know, what they're going to want to release and such. But the biggest thing I'm feeling is you guys are going to be consumed in the mind a little bit. And, you know, really tempted. But I feel like it's for you guys to be, you know, it's self-worth energy you're working on in the first 2 weeks. Let's get what you would be feeling in the first 2 weeks, and then we'll get my Intuit Oracle deck. Whoa. What is that? Oh, confirmation. Confirmation. What you would be his self-image. Amazing. Magic. 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 Oh my God. Projections. Your mind. Your mind. What you project out in the world is what you receive. Again, confirmation to what I said with that abundance. You are currently going through that right now. You're wanting to keep that positive mindset. Literally, the first 2 weeks, you are going to be working on your self-image, everything you're wanting to heal, everything that is going on emotionally or going on in your day-to-day and around you. What you need to heal is going to heal your self-image and your projections, the positive thinking. You know, they're trying to, I feel like the universe is trying to create a positive, permanent fixture in your mind so that you can actually believe and be in that knowing, in that inner knowing that you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alrighty. Put these together. Hold on. I'm just gonna... I don't want these to be the ones to come out again. So I'm just, I'm separating them. Let's get, I want to see what animal, oh God, hold on. And I'm going to put that right there. Okay, let's see what emotion you're going to be sitting on in the first 2 weeks. What is the main emotion you're going to be sitting on? Literally, the first emotion that comes out is doubt. But in your subconscious, what needs to be activated is that abundance. You know, whenever that doubt comes in, think of abundance. Reflect on why you're doubting, but then keep that positive mindset. Literally, literally. I cannot make this up, guys. Cannot make this up. Alrighty. Let's get what is coming the first 2 weeks. Universally, what is the universe going to be aligning you with in the first 2 weeks? It's going to get 3. Wow. Having to do with your mask. Having to do with you and your self-sabotage. But first one, disguise what is concealed. Your ego and your projection. Literally projections. Your hidden motives. The presentation that you give, you know, whatever makes you put on a show. So if you, and there's a reason why I heard this in my mind. Maybe you are someone who in the past, whenever you're feeling a very deep emotion or you're feeling, and you did get escape with the shadows. When you're feeling a deep emotion or when you're feeling overwhelmed, you tend to be like, oh, everything is fine. No, express it. Express yourself to anybody who you feel is, you know, you have the confidence to express with and be vulnerable with it. It's showing for a reason. There's a heart and mind. They're trying to get your heart and mind to integrate, to come into wholeness, to come into balance. But have your compassionate wisdom. They're trying to get you to be mindful with your emotions, you know, authentic decision making. And again, that cravings. Be truthful with why the motives, the ulterior motives, why you're contacting a certain, the motive of why you're contacting a certain person or wanting to speak with a certain person. Really reflect on why in that emotion you're feeling the need to contact that person. Reflect and act accordingly. Light bulb, aha moments. Why is this happening right now? Why is this, you know, there's a breakthrough having to do with the balance within you, I feel. And I can feel it with your initial energy. There is something happening internally that you are wanting to remove, you know, but because you're still going through, you know, learning your emotions, you're still going through really not be impulsive with it is what I'm feeling. You know, whatever you feel an impulse, that is when you need to stop yourself, is what I'm feeling in my mind, what I'm hearing in my mind. So clearly, if you have an impulsive tendency, or one of your patterns is to be impulsive when you are emotionally charged, that is when you just stop yourself and be like, you know what, I need to center. Maybe take a couple of days, you know, maybe go to in isolation for a little while, you know, really be in your thoughts and be positive with your thoughts. All right, first 2 weeks. Ending of a chapter. You guys saw how that felt, right? You're going through an ending having to do with your mask. Having to do whatever has to do with, you know, personifying something that you are not. You are not someone, your authentic self. Your authentic self is about to be reborn, is what I'm feeling. That's beautiful. An alignment, wholeness. Wow. So you could go through certain chaos, lost temper, misunderstandings, arguing. I want one more for that. 5 of Wands. But you need to be compassionate and nurturing towards yourself. Confirmation to what I say. Be nurturing towards yourself. Don't focus on the chaos. Don't focus on the lost opportunities, you know. Tame to attain. Tame to attain. Get one more for your first 2 weeks, and then we'll confirm. I do feel like maybe you will be beautiful. So you have Queen of Coins and Queen of Cups, and again, the integration of your mind and your emotions, that 3D aspect, and your heart. Beautiful. The epiphany has to do with you and your your intuition and your deep feelings. Why is this arising right now? Why are these feelings being illuminated right now? What do I need to learn from this? I need to love myself more. I need to be more empathetic towards myself. It's not bad that I am going through this journey right now. There's something with this collective having to do with your self-worth that you need to stop feeling guilty with. Everyone has their own journey, their own time. No one heals at the same pace as someone else. It's activating the divine feminine in you while having that divine masculine strength with your actions and not being impulsive. Literally. Ending that that part of your person, the part of, you know, that mask, to really show you who you really are. Someone who is empathetic, someone who is nurturing, someone who actually believes in themselves. That's beautiful. No longer competing with yourself. I feel like in this competition and the arguing and the chaos and the misunderstanding, I feel like it's kind of like what is in your mind. 5 of Wands is also about action. Wands are about action and putting things to action. So I feel like maybe, you know, it's kind of like going to be a competition between your 3D mind and your intuition. And what I feel the universe is saying is ground that and follow your intuition with that Queen of Cups. Follow your intuition. And I feel like with the following your intuition, you will have an aha moment. Be like, oh my God, that was what I needed to do. And then that's kind of like going to be creating that permanent fixture in your life to always follow your intuition and not follow your overthinking mind. You heard it first. All right, let's confirm the world. What are you ending a chapter with? Oh my God. Tower moments. So you could actually be going through a physical tower, but a shocking event, wiped out, destruction, more chaos, but a certain upheaval is actually going to, I feel like that's what's going to activate maybe, you know, are you going to choose your mask or are you going to choose your authentic self is what I'm feeling with that. But this tower, this destruction has to happen for, it's like that ending, bring a new beginning. Beautiful. Finally going through an end of a chapter with certain towers in your life. Powerful first 2 weeks. 5 of Wands. Laying, beautiful. Beautiful. What did I say? Having to do with grounding, having to do with that competition between your mind and your intuition, laying a foundation, setting goals, grounding, study of magic. And again, intuition, what did I say? Maybe start focusing on certain manifestations. Having faith with your intuition, because believing in your intuition is actually believing in yourself. It's actually, you know, it creates this, you know, oneness with yourself, because your intuition is part of yourself. It's not our mind. This is just a vessel. Our intuition is literally connected with our highest self. That is the connection that we have with our highest self through, you know, what we need to do in life. The 3D aspect, this meat vessel, is just, you know, part of that 3D aspect. So whenever your mind is overthinking, it means that it's part of that matrix energy. So if you like the Matrix, maybe, you know, that reference will help. It's part of that matrix energy, that little computer wanting you to believe something that is not real. When your highest self, through the connection of your third eye, of, you know, that higher consciousness, that crown chakra, is actually showing you what is to be true. And literally, again, confirmation to what I said before, the veils. The mind will always, and that's why we have to reprogram it, you know, because it's us kind of like putting in the information in our mind so that we can create that permanent fixture in the 3D as well. You know what I mean? Right Collective will understand that. But yeah, beautiful. First 2 weeks, you're going to be focusing on grounding your mind and your intuition. Not giving into, you know, the cravings, or giving into that instant gratification, that 3D aspect, you know, that devil energy. Seeing the tower as a lesson, seeing the tower as that ending to bring that new beginning. That's part of that ending of the cycle. The tower is not, you know, the universe being like, oh, screw you. No, the tower is actually there to create something new, so that you can lay a better foundation, having to do with yourself. Beautiful. That's beautiful, guys. Queen of Cups. So whatever has to do with you, with that Queen of Cups, with that intuition that is being illuminated, that aha moment, it's actually helping you with a new perspective. By trusting in your intuition, you're gaining new perspective. By trusting in your intuition, you're starting to learn patience, being in that divine feminine energy, stillness, not wanting to react impulsively. And I feel, because this is a timing card, this is about gaining wisdom. I feel like through the first week and the second week, you're going to be gaining wisdom for your third and fourth week. Literally 3 to 4 weeks. I'm seeing that as third or fourth week. It's going to help you a little bit more with your third or fourth week, because you're going to have a new perspective with it. You're not going to see so much that 3D aspect, but you're going to believe in that insight. Very powerful first 2 weeks, guys. Yay. But, okay. Let's get what spirit animal is going to be following you around in this first 2 weeks to help you and guide you. Just trust in yourselves, guys. Oh, cheetah. And cheetah is actually divine masculine energy. Agility and swiftness. The agility in your mind, the agility in your action. And 9, closing out a cycle. You could be seeing 10-10 a lot because that's completions, but 9 is closing out a cycle. Activating your divine masculine strength. Oh, and your endurance and your resilience. Good things come to those who wait. Patience. So it's activating your strength in yourself and the patience with your divine feminine energy. And it's so funny how literally this is kind of like that divine masculine, literally your divine feminine and divine masculine energy integration. So I know I said I was just going to get these, but I kind of want to get you a universal message of encouragement. So I'm going to get these. So what messages or what, and I want to get these as well. I haven't used these in a while. These are my connection to highest self cards. So I'm going to get 2 of these for your first 2 weeks. You know what the universe is wanting you, what messages the universe wants to give you. Universal message. You are about to shine and face your fear. You're about to shine by facing your fear. And also this is 38 and 26. It could be that maybe you're about to have a birthday as well. Just you are more, remember that, self-worth. And let's see what your highest self wants to say to you through these 2 weeks. For the first 2 weeks. Your heart always knows the way. Simply trust it. Beautiful. 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 Alrighty, so we're clearly going to do that again. We're going to use these again. All right, let me put all this together and then start 3 and 4 weeks. All right, 3rd and 4th week. So let's see your shadow. What is going to be illuminated within your shadow in the 3rd and 4th week. 3rd and 4th week for this Divine Masculine Collective. What will be illuminated in their shadow? A battle within, inner conflict, but resolution. Again, what did I say? You need to ground yourself to be, again, confirmation to what we said before. Healing through art. Maybe you start doing a hobby, or you start, really creating something and actually start healing through your arts. All right, let's get one more. I'm seeing, maybe you can start journaling. That's a really good way to really, self-assess. Addictions. Removing certain addictions. All right, so we have inner conflict resolution, a battle within. You're going to feel like it's a battle within. And it makes sense with that 5 of Wands. So it could be that maybe it does kind of like trickle into week 3 and 4 still. But the greatest war you wage is against yourself. Believing in yourself. Again, more having to do with your self-worth and your, your strength, your inner strength. Healing through art, certain creativity or wanting to express could be illuminated in those weeks. Also, because I was seeing journaling, maybe you start journaling, or maybe you start, I'm seeing poetry as well. Maybe you start going into poetry and really, going within, having to do with your emotions and really through expression by writing what you're feeling and putting it into words, you kind of understand it a little bit more. And I do feel, because this is about healing, the addiction is about healing, liberation, and support. Compulsive need, despite negative consequences, get support and therapy. Maybe you start therapy, or maybe also you through your expression, through healing, through that art, also you see it as therapy. So you maybe start writing or speaking about certain addictions, and by expressing it, it helps you heal it out. Let's see what the universe wants you to focus on. Wow, that was fast. What they're wanting you to focus on in this. Wow. It's time. You're being asked to move forward toward the dream that you've been carrying in your heart. It's time to bring it into the world. You're ready. It's time. So whatever you have been, maybe whatever has been lingering in your mind that maybe you wanted to start doing, I feel like maybe you start. And it's so funny how I put it over the art. Maybe you for a long time you wanted to be a writer. Maybe that's something that you start really activating within you, and you really start working through that. All right, let's see. Let's get your focus for week 3 and 4. Your focus for week 3 and 4. Hiking, getting out in nature. Cannot make it up. Hiking and getting out in nature, literally hiking in nature. Focus on getting out in nature. You know, maybe this is a time to not be in isolation if you are going through certain, you know, addictive, whatever. Whenever you feel like there's something having to do with certain addictions that is wanting to really, you know, kind of cling on you, and maybe it's really kind of like you know, your mind is really saying, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, and you're like, no, 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 and that isolation isn't really helping. Connect with nature is what I'm feeling. Maybe get out. Maybe also 3rd or 4th week would be a really good moment to connect with your inner child, but would be a really good moment to maybe take a little trip, you know, get out of, you know, so much chaos from the outside. Let's see what you can empower. 3rd and 4th week. All right. Whoa, so we got 3, but this is, it's okay to make mistakes, forgive yourself. All right, so how you can empower yourself. Do not mistake sensory overload for true love. I'm seeing that with an addiction. And again, it could be that maybe still in week 3 and 4, you maybe, you know, that need to really come into, you know, that's with your person really activates in week 3 and 4 as well. I feel like the biggest thing for this collective, it's going to be a theme in your whole month, is certain, you know, escapism, like needing to contact your person and being physically with your person, or, you know, needing to, you know, have a drink, or needing to have a smoke, or needing to, you know, take a certain substance. I feel like that is going to be activated through your whole month to really kind of like put that permanence in your strength, you know, saying no, which is funny because literally the 2nd card of empowerment says it is okay to say no. It is okay to say no. So, and it's so funny how I literally said it before. Say no to your mind if it's wanting you to do something that is no longer aligned with you. All right, let's see what you would be healing. Wow. Oh, so core wounds having to do with what they taught you, having to do with, and again, it is okay to say no. And literally, contracts, certain contracts are going to be certain soul contracts are going to be healed with this. I'm seeing karmic contracts. Is that a thing? I don't know why I said, but it came to my mind for a reason. Certain things that were kind of like really embedded in your subconscious, having to do with maybe your parents as well. Certain belief systems, certain, you know, I'm seeing the patterns as well, but there's a reason why that addictions came out. But you're healing it out. You're liberating yourself out from that programming. Sign. That is amazing, guys. All right, let's get what emotion you would be sitting on in the next 3 to 4 weeks. You're going through a death period. Beautiful. Removing what no longer serves you. Learning that endings are merely new beginnings. Finally understanding it. Understanding the towers. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Focusing on gratitude. Very nice, guys. All right. Let's get what the universe is releasing in the next 3 to 4 weeks. The lessons, everything that they're wanting you to remove, or maybe they're wanting you to learn. And then we'll get tarot. Wow, what was that one? Oh, treat, grounding. I'm putting that down. Lineage, health. That's the Celtic knot. It's not wanting to come out. And 5th of the... Wow. Alrighty. Wow. This never has come out for me in any of my readings. But 5th of the 7th could be an important date. Or 7th of the 5th. Oh, in the house. Laying foundations. Okay, so we have the tree. This is about grounding, fertility, lineage, the parents, programming, societal programming. past lives, evolving from it, connections, the connection to source also, but personal growth. You're going through major personal growth in this 3 to 4 weeks. And wild card, there's a certain surprise or opportunity for that you're needing to be open-minded with. That's a game changer, but a certain thing you're needing to adapt to. But unexpected, dark horse. Take advantage of this wild card is what I'm feeling. And the house, home, belonging, roots, setting the right roots, comfort, safety, family, traditions. A lot of family, and it makes sense with what you're healing in the 3rd and 4th week, having to do with, maybe you have a generational, there could be certain, generational, cycles having to do with addictions. Maybe I'm seeing, why am I seeing like a gathering or something having to do with your family, and maybe you're trying to quit drinking or whatever it is, and you really tell your parents like, oh, you don't want to drink anymore, and they just start being, oh, but it's just one drink and whatever. And there's a reason why I said it's okay to say no. Even if it's your parents, it doesn't mean that you're being a bad person or a bad son or a bad daughter. If it doesn't align with you, it is more than okay to say no. And if they can't understand it, that is something that they have to deal with. You are, mature enough to be able to make your own decisions. But certain structures and buildings, but boundaries, confirmation to what I said before, certain boundaries. Get out of your comfort zone is what I'm feeling with that. All right. Let's get 3rd and 4th week for this Divine Masculine Collective. 3rd and 4th week. Wow. Full moon, illuminated, subconscious, but emotional awareness, moving on. A cycle completion. Death. Snaps for this Divine Masculine Collective. There's a reason why that Celtic knot wanted to come. All of this is kind of like that cycle completion. It's laying a foundation with a union. Got the Lovers upright, by the way. I am seeing that as duality as well, though. Something having to do with your inner yin and yang, your balance. Oh. You're going to feel like you're being self-indulgent with this, having to do with the parents, having to say no. Maybe you're going to feel like a little bit selfish. I don't know why I feel like they're going to kind of like, not guilt trip you. But it's so funny how I said that having to do with drinking, and look at the wine. And it's literally a gathering. You do have it in reverse, which is, you being with self and certain self. I feel like it's not that you're going to be in, like, I feel like you're going to feel that way. You're going to feel like a hollow feeling. Maybe you're feeling a hollow feeling having to do with your surroundings and your family. Like, you need to start parting ways from them. But overindulgence as well. Overindulging them. And again, addictions having to do with imbalance. Maybe you start seeing, and there's a reason why you have that illumination of subconscious, and there's this, a game changer moment. I feel like whatever this event is going to, happens, whenever this event happens, or whatever happens in this event, it's going to kind of like illuminate you in, certain things that aren't aligning with you. I want one more to clarify. 9 of Cups. I really feel that's what I was feeling. Yes, being in divine feminine, being in your stillness, taking care of yourself. It's not overindulgence in yourself, or it's not, well, it is kind of like self-indulgence, it's taking care of yourself. You're not being selfish. Don't give in to the addiction. Don't give in to the materialism. Don't give in to, maybe you're going to feel a little bit empty having to do with your surroundings, with your people. But it is what happens. It did, and it happened with me at one point with my family. There were certain things that weren't aligning with me with my family, and then through my healing and through my understanding that not everyone is supposed to be awakened. Not everyone is supposed to be in this divine journey, which is a hard journey to be in, but it's a very illuminating journey. Whoever doesn't understand, until you walk through it, you don't understand it. And whoever doesn't walk through it, it doesn't make them bad people. It just makes them that unaware, so don't feel selfish. Don't feel, Don't give in to that imbalance and that addiction just because they're your family. Literally, 8 of Cups. Walk away from what doesn't serve you. If you feel like there's a reason why also in the first 2 weeks you're working through your divine masculine action and your divine feminine compassion and nurturing self and taking care of yourself. You being that still energy, letting everything come to you as well and not being impulsive and react. You know what I mean? Grounding your emotions before reacting. I do feel like there will be an alignment with your person, but also, and that is under that game changer energy, but I feel like it's also more for you to find that inner balance within yourself. We'll confirm. But that, you know, that last row really blew my mind, and more so with this 8 of Cups in the bottom, letting go, time to move on, literally, because it makes you feel emotionally unfulfilled, you know. It doesn't mean that you're never going to be able to be with your family again. It means that, you know, it's kind of like that end of an era having to do with your mind, that generational programming that because they're your family, you have to love them. No. You can love them unconditionally, understanding that they are, you know, dormant, or, you know, that they are people who have certain wounds and not holding that against them. But, you know, understanding also that that energy does not serve you, so you won't be indulging them every time that they want to. It is okay to say no. All right, full moon. So this emotional awareness, this climax, this moving on, the cycle completion, what is it doing? It's balancing you out. Literally. Adaptability, which is one of the focuses and stuff. And it's so funny because here also the wild card has to do with adaptability. Quick decisions, financial adaptation. So maybe your finances really start to balance out as well, you know. There's a priority. It's a balancing act. You start prioritizing in the right way and the dedication of your efforts into balancing your life. This is beautiful. All right, let's get the Lovers. 3 to 4 weeks. Wow. Oh my God. So whatever, this could have been something, this is big changes are coming under that Lovers energy. I did see that as duality as well, but, you know, and harmony and, you know, alignment and relationships and connections. I do feel like there's something having to do with your person on week 3, maybe 4. But because I heard 4, but something having to do with your inner truth, finding your inner truth, a catalyst for change, transformation, a cosmic trigger can actually occur. But beginnings, this is about beginnings with this, by you finding your duality as well. I feel you're kind of like coming into that realignment with your lover, with your divine. Wow. And there's a reason why I say everything having to do what you're needing to release, that karmic energy you're needing to release. Let's get 9 of Cups. Wow, 2 came out. So, see? Literally. Where the 9 of Swords, 9 of Cups, you're going to be overthinking in your mind, what is the right path do I take with my family, or with, you know, these parents, or this family fixture that I have in my life. You know what I mean? So psychological trauma, loss of hope or love, certain dark thoughts. There's going to be anxiety and fear coming over you. You could be going through a little bit of insomnia and worry. But by following your Empress energy, by following that divine feminine energy, you being in your stillness, having compassion towards yourself and not focusing so much on, I need to overindulge this. No. All of this 9 of Cups in reverse, it puts you in mental anxiety. It's something that doesn't serve you. So what do you need to do? You need to remove yourself in a compassionate, kind-hearted, loving way. Maybe let them know even, you know, and being vulnerable in that sense and being like, you know what? I love you guys, but I need to part my ways for a little while. I need to find myself, however you want to word it. There's something having to do with your expression as well. You know, and there's a reason why also there's something having to do with the hiking and that nature, you grounding yourself, you maybe moving away from that, connecting with nature to be able to ground yourself. But what I was saying before, by you being in your divine feminine energy, by you maybe embracing that divine feminine energy, what is it doing? It's bringing clarity in your mind. It's releasing the fear and the anxiety because you're trusting in your intuition. It's seeing that it's being unveiled, you know, it's understanding they are just wounded energies. They're karmic energies. Do I love them? Yes, but it doesn't mean I need to always say yes to them. It doesn't mean that I always have to do what they want me to do. I am living my own life. I'm seeing my Hierophant, the one that says thinking for themselves. I'm seeing my Hierophant energy. But hearing and trusting your intuition with this, to be able to release this. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Very nice, guys. Powerful month of May. And it's so funny how the month of May, again, stay in your divine feminine energy. Have compassion towards yourself, have compassion towards others, but focus on the compassion towards yourself. Focus on taking care of yourself. Powerful. May is a month, number 5, of transformation. Number 5 is transformation. You could be seeing a lot of 555 actually. That could be something to help you tie you to this reading as well. All right, let's get universal message for this beautiful collective. I saw it. Oh my God. Completion, cycle ending, and cycle beginning. Completion with your master manifestor energy. By seeing what? Following your intuition and seeing through this eye, not this eye, not the physical eye. You're quantum jumping. Oh my God, this is beautiful energy, guys. And balancing out your yin and yang. What did I say with the lover's energy? The duality. By following your intuition. That is amazing. 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 Good job. I am so proud of my masculines. See what spirit animal is following you around with this. The tiger. Faith and inner strength. Sign. And look at all that green. Go out in nature. Go out in nature. 3rd or 4th week, go take a trip, like even just a weekend. Go camping or go do something that you will be disconnected from that, the outside world. That is the outside world. Well, that's the reason I'm saying that. From that, the chaos, and, even if you can, just try not to be on your phone so much. Beautiful. Beautiful. Get one more. What other energy will be following you around in 3rd and 4th week? And be loyal to yourself and focus on your home. You have the house as well. Your foundations, your roots, your own roots. And 36. And it's, oh my God. You will not believe this. 36 and 36. Your own home, your own foundation. Quantum jumping into another amazing. Both 36. Sign. Very big sign. All right, let's get what your highest self wants you to know, or how they're guiding you through the weekend 3 and 4. What you find may not be what you expect, but what you truly need. Whatever illuminates on week 3 or 4 may not be what you expect, but clearly it's something that is, essential for your growth. Very nice. When a new door opens, walk through it and begin again. I love this. I absolutely love this. Alrighty. Let us get... Oh, we're getting into week... Is there any other... No, I got all of them, right? Yeah, I got all of them. Okay. So now week 5. Week 5, last week, and it's so fun. I love that week, that May has 5 weeks, and it's month 5. Love that. That's kind of like loving it. All right, let's see. Alrighty, week 5, last week for this beautiful collective. Last week for this beautiful collective. Let's see. Week 5 for this collective. What is being illuminated with their shadow in week 5? What parts of their shadow are they healing? Wounded healer. Empathy, healing, and purpose. You're going to be activated with your purpose. The wound is a place where light enters. And again, another butterfly transforming through that healing energy. Transforming through your wound. All right, let's get 2 more for your 5th week. 2 more for your 5th week. Beautiful. So you have the wounded healer, the unmasking truth, so self-examination and revelation. So by going through all of what you've gone through in the week 1 through 4, there's this, you know, I'm seeing it as, there's this revelation over you. But this says, the eye sees only what the mind is prepared to know. So I feel like there are certain things that are going to be coming into fruition, kind of like helping you believe in this journey. And shadowing blossom, resilience and nourishing. You need both sunlight and darkness to bloom, understanding that you need to integrate the dark and the light to be able to work with it and heal. Beautiful. Literally, empathy, healing, and purpose, self-examining, revelation, resilience, and nourishing. This is what you need to focus on in that week. You've rid the storm, is what I feel with that. You purged, you purified, and you refined. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Let's see what the universe is asking of you in week 5. What is the universe asking of this collective in week 5? More grounding. Preparing. You're being asked to ground yourself. You've been spending too much time in your head. And it's time to pay attention to your body and to the earth. That's the reason why you are being asked in week 3 and 4 to go outside and focus on nature. But here it says, go outside and plant your feet on the ground and enjoy the centering feeling this brings. Love that. And surrender. Surrender. Very nice. All right, let's see what your focus needs to be on week 5. All right, let's get what you need to focus on week 5. If any other doesn't come out, then I'm just keeping one. Wow. Whoa, way too many. Okay, so I'll just leave this 4 out. So, in week 5, we have craft, career, and strength. So I feel like for this collective in week 5, what you need to start, and it's so funny how grounding came out. So maybe start really speaking through, so much blue here also, and my throat chakra is coming out. And I did say something having to do with expression. Start focusing on teaching other people what you're going through as well. That's what I'm feeling. Again, that wounded healer. Remember, we are not here. Divines are not only here to heal ourselves. We are here to actually be that guiding light towards others to want to awaken. So through your teachings, even through the craft, maybe there's a reason why I said maybe you're wanting to write. Maybe for a long time you wanted to maybe put out poetry or stories or something having to do with expression of healing through your art. That will actually help others want to come into that illumination as well and really want to start healing themselves and want to get that veil out of that 3D aspect of instant gratification and everything when we want it, and that devil energy, so much that 3D aspect, and really want to see, and want to connect with their highest selves. I do feel like there will be a change in career, or there will be an increase in your career having to do maybe with the teachings. Maybe you are a teacher for some reason. But also what I feel the universe is really trying to get you to do is to focus on your internal strength and external strength. Really put that into, that as a permanent fixture, that you are strong, you are powerful, that you can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve on week 5. That is beautiful. Okay, let's get empowerment for week 5. Refusing to conform dismantles the world's fear-based system. Courageously be you. I got chills. Sign. You could really like penguins as well. And again, confirmation with the teaching. I feel like this collective, you are going to be, it's really igniting you into wanting others to be healed as you are healing. There's this faith coming over you, I feel, by week 5 because of everything you went through from week 1 through 4, and how you're seeing everything not coming to fruition, but you're seeing the changes, you're feeling the changes, really empowering yourself. And I feel like maybe this collective, you're really gonna feel that need for others to be empowered as well. That's beautiful. It's okay to make mistakes. Forgive yourself. Again, focus on forgiving yourself. Let's get one more for empowerment. Nourishing your body with the right food is healthy, but if you deprive yourself of enjoyment, but not if you deprive yourself of enjoyment. So taking care of yourself is great. Taking care of, your mental health, and there's a reason why something having that career is that kind of standing up to me. Don't overwork yourself is what I'm feeling with this. Don't overwork yourself. Take the time to enjoy as well. There's a reason, that you're in that abundance. You're focused on that abundance and that gratitude and the bliss. Keep that in your mindset. And do things that will help you enjoy as well. If you, again, what I said before, if you want to take a trip, take a little trip. If you want to just, stay in bed all day, but, to get takeout or, do whatever feels right to you, not what your mind is saying, what your intuition is leading you to. Be like, oh, I don't want to go out today, actually. Don't go out. Stay in your house. Maybe, get things done in your house. If you feel like that you want to get things done, stay in your presence, stay in your, be in your company if you want to. However it is that you feel like you can enjoy. But focus on enjoying. Not be so like heal. Focus on enjoying while you're healing as well. That's the whole purpose of this journey as well, not feeling guilty because you're enjoying your life, which is part of what, the programming actually does to us, Yeah. All right, let's get what you would be healing in this 5th week. There's a reason why that healthy food came out. But judgments, healing out judgments, having empathy towards yourself, having empathy towards others. We got eating disorders, so it could be that maybe this collective, you guys, I'm not seeing this as you guys really have an eating disorder, but maybe, kind of like putting a regimen with your food, and maybe you've been really focused on having a diet, and you've been really depriving yourself of having certain sweets or certain things. Don't deprive yourself. What you would be healing on week 5 is disempowerment. Feeling powerless. Finally going to find that empowerment within by week 5, if not before. But what you would be corely healing, I feel, is feeling powerless. Beautiful. Very nice, guys. Alrighty then. So, which one did we have to get now? Because I kind of like... Oh, I know which one. Hold on. Let me put these away. Let's put this away. And let's put this away. And now we are going to get... Oh, your emotion. What emotion you would be sitting on in this 5th week. 5th week. What emotion you will be sitting on in this 5th week. Beautiful! Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Beautiful. Removing worry. Beautiful. That is the perfect emotion, perfect feeling you can have in your 5th week. Ending your 5th week. Beautiful. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right. What is the universe providing in this 5th week for you to learn and heal and such? So we have Ladybug, Crossroads, and Lighthouse. All right, so Ladybug, abundant life, but balance, good health as well. You have birth of a daughter. Could be that maybe, this is going to be spoken about at some point, but if this was something that you wanted, not that you're going to have on your 5th week of birth of a daughter, but I feel like it's kind of like you're grounding into that part of your destiny or your threads is to have a daughter. But happy, comfort, a vibrant life, good health. This is, I always see that as good luck as well. You could maybe in the 5th week see a ladybug. But you are going to have a crossroads moment. You know, you're going to have multiple choices. Travel, again, there's a reason why I said maybe you're going to take a little trip. Maybe you end up having the trip on the week 5. But free will, opportunities, independence, a road trip, confirmation there. But I'm seeing that as you viewing your journey. In Lighthouse, you have your inner guidance system, safe passage, illumination. You're gaining clarity and you're navigating the obstacles. You're trusting, confirmation. You're trusting that through this crossroad, through the journey, you're finding your way. Very nice. Very nice. All right, week 5. I want to see what comes out in week 5 with you guys. Wow. So wherever there was a loss of momentum, I want one more of this. Because that kind of like turned around. Hold on, let me get one more for 8 of Wands. Clarify 8 of Wands, please. This is about rapid movements, but maybe you start slowing down. You start really appreciating. You start maybe... This is about energy block. Hold on. Whatever was stalled. Yes, whatever was stalled was your master manifester energy, your magician, your ability to create whatever you speak. That was what was slowing down. There's luck now. You're being resourceful. You are that master manifester. You are that influencer. You are... What has taken time to align has to do with your resourceful nature, your creation in your mind, you being that magician, you being that creator, that master manifester for your life. What has been stalled, what has been delayed, what has slowed you down was that thought pattern that you could not... That was beautiful. Was that thought pattern that you were not enough, that you couldn't do it. There's a reason why that strength came in. Being strong, by feeling that strength, by focusing on your strength, your inner strength, creating beautiful things. By reassessing and making adjustments and setting goals, 2 of Wands. By defining your purpose, there's a pinnacle of success moment. By letting go of control, celebrating life, and having fun. This is actually beautiful. I got chills again. This is beautiful, guys. Beautiful. And it's so crazy because 2 of Wands in reverse. This is, I feel like through your willpower, it's literally, you're not being impulsive. You are setting the course. You're not just acting. You're setting a course. You're letting go of the control. You're putting in the right steps you need to put in. You're trusting. You're trusting that you do not need to control everything. You're trusting that, you know, you get by enjoying, by, you know, just living your life the right way with karma in the forefront of your mind. Wow. Wow. Creating a lot of beautiful change. 8 of Wands. So this 8 of Wands, where you had a lack of focus, where you had it, so whatever took time to align because you were not believing in yourself and in your magic and in your threads and what you could create with your mind, you're shifting the energy by finally believing in yourself. You're shifting the energy, you're changing it up, you're adapting, you're conquering your self-doubt, you're embracing change, you're doing it differently because you're trusting. Making amends as well. Certain surprises could happen in week 5. Good things come to those who wait. 7 of Coins, perseverance, long-term view, coming into fruition, harvest season, but the patience that you've put in by being in that stillness, in that divine feminine energy. Again, confirmation to what I said before. This collective in the month of May, you are working through your inner balance, that yin and that yang. 2 of Wands, you're reassessing and making adjustments with. Connecting to nature, being loyal to yourself, Having patience. Again, having patience. Working hard through your, you know, that's the part of the crossroads. Working hard, being practical, protecting yourself, persisting through it all. It's giving you strength of will. Chariot energy. It's starting to create forward movement within your life by letting go of that control and celebrating your life. Summer solstice. Pinnacle of success. Oh my God, I knew it was going to come out. I should have said it. I should have said it. Wheel of Fortune. Certain karmic lessons, a turning point, a lot of karmic lessons having to do with letting go of control. And it's a big push. It's a turning point, Wheel of Fortune. And it's creating this leader within yourself. King of Wands, he gets things done. He's a natural born leader. Passionate, visionary, creative, a free thinkful, successful entrepreneur as well. So by finally understanding it is beyond your control, I need to let go of control. I need to let go of me wanting to control through the challenges, the external force, everything that comes into my life, it is beyond my control. But how I act, how I ground myself through my emotions, you know, how I react when every challenge comes in, when, you know, every karmic lesson comes in, when every upheaval I feel comes in, how I react, that inner guidance, that illumination is, you know, what matters. By not reacting, by just setting, by trusting that everything that happens in my life, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I'm so happy for you guys. By trusting that everything that happens in my life is for a reason, and trusting that, you know, oh wow, I got emotional. That everything that happens in my life, the universe is granting for me for my evolution. Beautiful, beautiful. So you started with the world energy and you ended with the Wheel of Fortune energy. Beautiful. Very, very powerful. I literally have chills. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I literally have chills. That is magical, guys. That is magical. Magical. So proud of this collective. So proud of this collective. There's a reason why I wanted to do a Divine Masculine collective for the month of May. Beautiful. Beautiful. Very good. Very, very good. So keep going. Keep going. I know it may not feel it in the first few weeks, you know. You may feel very heavy, and we saw it with the emotions that you're going through currently. It may not feel like it's gonna get better, but you saw the energy of this month for you guys. So just trust in it, and believe in yourself, and trust in your inner strength, because you can do whatever you set your mind to. Never doubt that. Do not doubt that. You're creating. Maybe it's something that you're needing to be truthful to yourself with, because I've been like having that, you know, little in my throat, and that doesn't happen in all my readings. There's something with the truth within yourself that you're needing to be honest with. Throat chakra sign. Maybe wear a lot of blue. Alrighty. But yeah, that was beautiful, guys. That was magical. All right, let's see. Universal message for this beautiful collective, week 5. Magnetism through gratitude. Pouring into your own cup. Number 31. And it's so funny, week 5. And doesn't May have 31 days? Sign. Maybe that's when you guys will, you know, really be in that 31, into when you really have gone through that whole month and be like, oh my God, yes, I am grateful for everything that just happened to me. I came to the other way. You know what I mean? I got to the other side. And it's fine. You're going through transformation. Transforming. Beautiful. And I did say that. I feel like you're going through a Phoenix period. Beautiful. You're going through an inner conflict resolution. Resolving your own and on your own. Awakening. I always see that as a kundalini, that snake. Another awakening. Awakening to your true self. And look at that candle. It got consumed so fast. You guys saw that, right? Hold on. All right, I want you guys to see the candle. Look, so by week 5, look at that connection. Look at that. Look how consumed it consumed so fast. But look at how high that is. It's so funny because I didn't show you guys, but by week 3 and 4, it kind of like got a little dimmer. So it means that maybe this collective, you're going to feel a little bit, like, by week 3 and 4. But there's this hope, or there's this fire within you by week 5 that it's like you're going to be so connected. And you're going to feel so connected is what I'm seeing with that. That was funny how that fell. My God. Dear Lord. All right, let's get... oh no, hold on. Let me get what spirit animal is going to be following you around by week 5. I swear, if the phoenix comes out, I'm going to scream. Oh my God, that was... But ancient wisdom, beautiful. The owl, the inner knowing, your inner truth. Elephant, ancient wisdom, and sacred knowledge. Focus on your inner wisdom and your sacred knowledge. Number 5, transformation. And the buffalo, and focus on your abundance and your wealth. The not the external wealth, but your internal wealth. Beautiful. Very nice. Alrighty. Let's get a message from your highest self for week 5. And then we'll confirm that full reading with my moon deck. Be the brave and authentic soul you were always... I'm going to read it again because it got cut off. But be the brave and authentic soul you were always destined to be. I'm hearing man on the moon. You could really like the moon. But again, follow your intuition through this month. It'll create permanence with you always following your intuition. Beautiful. Very nice. Sign. A sign. All right. Let us get... Hold on. Put these away. I want to confirm. So I want to confirm that full reading. I want to confirm your love, the love part, but we're going to confirm with these. We're going to confirm that lovers part. It's because that was your main focus currently. Let's confirm that love part of this reading. Let's get maybe a couple, 2. These are so pretty, but they're so hard to freaking shuffle. I swear. Hold on. This is like not helping at all. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's what I needed. All right. This is the only one I'm going to read. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. That's perfect for this reading. Perfect. That's all I'm going to get. Look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. That is what's happening with this month. You're going through self-reflection with this month, and that's all you need to know. Remember, everything that is supposed to be for you will come to you when it's supposed to happen. You need to just surrender to divine timing and surrender. So I was going to get surrender cards. So let's get 3 surrender cards. So surrendering for what you need to surrender in week 1 and 2. You need to surrender in week 1 and 2. And then we'll confirm that full reading. Surrender stress and anxiety of the mind. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. What does this collective need to surrender in week 3 and 4? 3 and 4. They need to surrender to in week 3 and 4. Surrender the frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. And I'm seeing that with the parents. If they don't see your side of the story, don't get frustrated. They're not supposed to. Remember, they're not supposed to. Like, the first thing that came to my mind was that the key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, being that divine feminine energy, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. Let's see, week 5. What does this collective need to surrender to week 5? Oh, sorry, trust comes out. Surrender, beautiful way to, beautiful. Surrender to your full power. Yes. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than play it small. Beautiful, beautiful way. Surrender. You can no longer procrastinate this calling that the universe is giving you. Literally, that text, remember? Alrighty. Let us confirm that full reading. Confirm that full reading for this beautiful collective. Okay. So the first one is adjustments are required. This collective, you know that. You've seen it. Adjust, reassess, and make adjustments. Meditate and contemplate. Maybe, again, confirmation to what I said before. Maybe you need to go out in nature, ground yourself. Maybe meditation actually helps as well. But going within. And confidence is key to success, to your success. You need to have confidence in yourself, but we're building it. Don't be hard on yourself. You'll get there. Truth. Adjustments are required. Process your feelings. To be able to adjust, you need to process your feelings, understand why they're happening. Go within. Howl at the moon. And there's a reason why I said man on the moon. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you feel like, or maybe you've seen yourself as, that wolf energy, that lone wolf. But it happens to the greatest of us. It's because nobody understands us, because we feel like nobody understands us. And it usually happens because we're we're surrounded by so many karmic energies, and dormant energies that of course we're not going to feel like anybody understands us. We're going through a different journey that they're going through. Don't be hard on yourself with that. Knowledge. Meditate and contemplate knowledge. Focus on the knowledge within. Confidence is key to success. Truth and forgiveness. Forgiving yourself and living in your truth. Beautiful. You're taking responsibility for your well-being. No longer blaming, but putting action towards what you need to do to be healthier. All right, let's get a couple of messages, universal messages from these. Whoa, this is 3. Hold on. So we have power animal. This is my power animal supports guide. And it's so funny how I got the power animal, the spirit animals for you guys as well. Guides me and loves me throughout my life. Joy, focusing on joy again. And you guys did get that. My soul sings and dances to the vibration of joy. Empowerment. Look at that. I am empowered in all areas of my life. Yes, you are. Focus on love. You are love. And love is me. That unconditional love towards yourself. Let's get one last one. And discipline. Being very disciplined with your life right now. I practice the art of discipline and it brings me freedom to my soul. Disciplined with that freedom. Sign. And confidence is key. You guys got that. I am confident in all that I do. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, guys. Let's get you charmies. Whoa. Joey didn't want to leave the scene. Clearly focusing on joy as well is going to help you. Oh my God. And I just noticed the only one up right here. Oh, it's self-love. Rose quartz. I approve of myself and love myself deeply and completely. Very nice. All right. So let's get charmies for this collective. Protect your energy. The hand of Fatima. Protection through this healing journey. You're going through world energy. That's the first one in the first week. World energy. Remember what you're closing out. Focus on what you're closing out. Your wishes are about to be granted. You didn't get the star though, but your wishes are about to be granted. But look at what, you guys know what I say about my little cage. And the little cage, literally. So J is in here. So J could be important, the letter J. But wish literally fell into that cage. So maybe, you know, start put permanent fixture in your mind that your wishes can come true through healing. We have amethyst, healing stone, but also intuition. Focus on your intuition and trust in your intuition is what I feel with that. And you guys got my unique hearts, but this one is, you know, you can always open and close it, but keep it open. Keep it open. Just trust in your unique hearts and the love that you are and the love that you can provide. Love yourself for being that unique person that you are. All right, let's get dice, important dates, birthdays, important memories, important upcoming dates as well. Angel numbers you might be seeing or need to look up. So lucky number 7 on itself. Lucky number 7. All right, you have 876. Sign. 9876. You have 69. The Wheel of Fortune. And the yin and yang. Very nice. So we have 1111. 1111. Oh, and 111. And we did get that moment where it was like stopped on 111. New beginnings. But 11th of the 6th, 6th of the 11th, 11th of the 9th, 9th of the 11th, 11th of the 10th, 10th of the 11th, 11th of the 1st, 10th of the 1st, 1st of the 10th, 1st of the 11th, 11th of the 8th, 8th of the 11th, 11th of the 7th, 7th of the 11th, 26th of the 8th, 26th of the 9th, 26th of the 7th, 26th of the 1st, 4 by itself. All right. I got my phone. 84, angel number 64, angel number, the creators by your side, the flower of life. Beautiful. 31st of the 6? Does the 6 have 34? 31st of the 12th, though. 15th of the 12th, 15th of the 1st, 1, 1. Again, 11. 15th of the 6th, 15th of the 4th. 13th of the 4th, 13th of the 1st. Yeah, I think we're done. 3rd of the 12th, 12th of the 3rd, 1st of the 12th. Month, and you guys did get 6 months having to do with that lovers thing. I feel like maybe December is going to be pivotal with your lovers energy. With that union, you know what I mean? But 16th of the 3rd, 16th of the 1st, 16th of the 4th. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I love you all. Keep doing the beautiful work that you're doing. Just remember who you are and your strength. Don't let anybody persuade you otherwise. But yeah, I think I will be posting another reading, but this is not for just my divine masculine. It's going to be for my feminines. There's something with this. There's an empowerment happening with both of my energies, you know, my feminines and my masculines. But yeah, I will try to have that reading up later today on my TikTok. But yeah, I love you all. I will see you all very soon. Mwah. Bye.